Hello students, in my last video you already studied about the different types of polymerization, that is addition polymerization, and second will be the condensation polymerization. In today's class you study about the what is mean by copolymerization. Okay, so when I start this topic I already told that this polymer is categorized into the two different types. First will be the homopolymer and second will be the copolymer. Okay, so homopolymer and its copolymer are totally different. Okay, homopolymer and copolymers are totally different. What is meant by homopolymer here? The polymer which is formed by only one type of monomer. So the formation of homopolymer we require what? One type of monomer. Okay, that we call it is an homopolymer. I given that example, that is an formation of polyethylene. For the formation of polyethylene we require only one type of monomer, that is ethene. Okay, now what is meant by copolymerization or what is meant by copolymer here? It is a polymerization process in which we require two more different monomers are undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of copolymer. So there is a formation of what? Copolymer. Okay, it is also called as here copolymer. If you write here copolymer, it is also okay. So the formation of copolymer we require two or more different type of monomers. Two or different type of monomers we require here. For the formation of copolymer we take two or more different type of monomer undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of copolymer. Remember that. And homopolymer means here only one type of monomer undergo polymerization process and there is a formation of homopolymer. So here copolymer which is formed by using step growth polymerization and the chain growth polymerization. So this copolymer is formed by using step growth polymerization and it is also formed by using chain growth polymerization. Now this copolymer is formed by using step growth polymerization and chain growth polymerization. So you know that step growth polymerization is nothing but what? Condensation polymerization. It is an condensation polymerization and chain growth polymerization is nothing but addition polymerization. Okay, so remember what is meant by copolymer? It is a process in which two or more different type of monomers undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of copolymer. Okay, and this copolymer is formed by using step growth polymerization, which is nothing but condensation polymerization method, and it is also formed by using chain growth polymerization process. It is also nothing but addition polymerization. After that, this copolymer means whatever the polymer is formed, that is a copolymer. It contains different number of monomers in polymer chain. Okay, means whatever the two monomers are taking that combined together under a polymerization process, there is a formation of long chain, and this long chain contains different other long chain contain multiple number of monomers. Multiple means it contains more number of different type of monomers in a polymer chain are nothing but copolymer. For the formation of Buna, yes, okay. Yes. It is an example of copolymer BuNaS. That is a Bu means what? Nothing but butadiene. Bu means butadiene and S means styrene. S means styrene. If I take butadiene as a monomer and styrene as a monomer, both are combined together, undergo polymerization process, formation of copolymers, that is nothing but BuNaS. Okay, so I will take now butadiene here, CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH, double bond CH2. This is your butadiene. What is the IUPAC name for the butadiene? 1, 2, 3, 4. I selected a longer chain. At one carbon atom and third carbon atom we have double bond. So 1, 3. We have 4 carbon atom means what? But. So but. We have double bond here. So we tell that it is an diene. So butadiene. I taken here butadiene as a first starting reactant, that is act as a monomer. I taken here n number of butadiene will react with n number of styrene. Styrene means benzene ring is attached with CH double bond CH2. So I taken here CH2 which is attached, which is having double bond CH which is attached to the benzene ring. Okay, so benzene is attached to CH double bond. CH2 is nothing but what? Styrene. I taken here n number of styrene and 1, 3 butadiene. So how they both are combined together? Undergo what? Polymerization process. They undergo here polymerization process or the polymerization reaction. There is a formation of BuNaS. Okay, this Na is nothing but sodium. Bu means butadiene, S means styrene, and Na is nothing but sodium. Now, how there is a formation of BuNaS? Whatever the double bond is present in between this carbon and this carbon, this double bond will be shift here. Okay, now this double bond will be come and attack to this carbon, and this will be the come here. So there is a formation of BuNaS. So what is remaining there? CH2. This double bond is shift here means this carbon, one double bond is come here. It is having single bond CH, double bond CH, which is having again CH2, single bond. One more bond is attached to this carbon. So there is a formation of new bond between this carbon and this carbon, CH2 CH, which is attached to the benzene ring. It is an n number of BuNaS, and it is an example of copolymer. Okay, now I already told that this copolymer are totally different from of homopolymer. So they are, what is the property of copolymer? So next will be the properties. Okay, so the property of copolymer will be these polymers are tough and they are very tough and they are substitute of rubber. They are substitute of rubber. So because of this reason, this copolymer which is used to manufacture of auto tires. It is used to manufacture of auto tires and also used to make floor tiles. It is also used to make auto tires and floor tiles and footwear components. Also used to make footwear components. So this copolymer, it is having main important property, it is a tough and they are substitute of rubber, and because of this reason we can use this copolymer to make auto tires and floor light footwear and component. So it is an important property of copolymer. I hope you understand what is meant by copolymer. Now we will move to the next point, that is rubber. Next point will be rubber. So you are using day-to-day life that rubber. So rubber, it is having again two types. So it is a natural polymer. Remember, rubber, it is a natural polymer. So rubber, it is having a two types. First will be the natural rubber and second will be the synthetic rubber. First will be the natural rubber and second is synthetic rubber. Okay. So it is a natural polymer. It is having two types. First will be the natural rubber and second will be the synthetic rubber. First we study in detail about the natural rubber and next we will move to the synthetic rubber. So the first will be rubber. That is a natural rubber. What are the properties of natural rubber? The natural rubber, that is a rubber, it is a natural polymer. So the first property will be rubber is a natural polymer. Remember, the rubber is a natural polymer. Second property will be it is elastic in nature. Second will be the it is elastic in nature. After that, it is obtained by rubber latex. This natural rubber is obtained by rubber latex. So remember, this natural rubber, it is having important property. First will be the it is a natural polymer. It is elastic in nature. So because of this reason, it is also called as elastomer. Because it is an elastic property, so because of this reason, we call it is an elastomer. After that, this natural rubber is obtained by using rubber latex. It is obtained by using rubber latex. So question is arise, what is meant by this rubber latex? Rubber latex is nothing but it is a colloidal suspension of rubber in water. What is meant by rubber latex? It is an colloidal suspension of rubber in water. Colloidal suspension of rubber is nothing but rubber latex. Okay, and this rubber is present in bark of rubber tree. So these are the important property of rubber. You should remember the natural rubber, it is a natural polymer. Because of natural polymer means it is an easily present in nature. It is easily available in the nature. Because of this we call it as a natural rubber. After that, so it is a natural polymer. After that, the rubber it is a have important property, that is it is elastic in nature, and for this reason we call the natural rubber, it is also called as elastomer, and it is obtained by rubber latex, and this rubber latex is nothing but colloidal suspension of rubber in water. Okay, now this rubber is Because of this elastic property, the rubber will be weak. So it is having weak van der Waals force of attraction. So this natural rubber is having weak van der Waals force of attraction. It is having weak van der Waals force of attraction. So you should remember that the natural rubber, we call it as a natural polymer because it is easily available in the nature. After that, it is having elastic property, and because of this reason, this natural rubber is called elastomer. And next will be it is obtained by rubber latex. Is nothing but what? It is a colloidal suspension of rubber in water. It is nothing but what? Colloidal suspension of rubber in water, and it is present in the bark of tree, and this natural rubber is available in the country like India, Malaysia, Indonesia and South Africa. After that, this natural rubber is weak in the nature because of there is a presence of weak van der Waals force of attraction. Remember, and for example will be the example of natural rubber is isoprene. Example of natural rubber, it is an isoprene, and this isoprene is nothing but 1,3-butadiene. Why we call it as an isoprene? Because it is having head to tail linkage, means at the head side we have one double bond and at the tail side we have another double bond. It is having head to tail linkage. Because of this reason, we also call it as an isoprene. For example, that is a butadiene. We write here like CH, single bond CH here, CH2. This is a 1,3-butadiene. So I am write in this formula also CH2. Okay, we have here one double bond. After that, it is having C. This carbon is attached with one hydrogen. Now again this attached with one carbon. This is also having one hydrogen. This is also having one hydrogen, which is having here CH2. So at 1, 2, 3, 4. It is having, here will be the head part and here will be the tail part. Here having alternate single and double bond here. So head to tail linkage, that is a 1,4 linkage, is nothing but what? Isoprene. And isoprene, it is an example of natural rubber. So I will write here what is the molecular structure of rubber, then you will understand here. Molecular structure of natural rubber. That is the structure of natural rubber. Okay, so initially it is having here C double bond C. Means whatever CH2 group is present in the natural rubber, that CH2 group undergo linkage, and there is a formation of a long chain of polymer, that is nothing but isoprene. Okay, or it is also called as natural rubber. So it is having CH3. This CH2 group will be having another linkage here. Now this is having hydrogen. It is having CH2 group. So this CH2 will be attached to the another CH2. It is having C double bond C, CH3, CH2, H. Okay, like this. Again this CH2 will be attached with another molecule of CH2 or linked with another molecule of CH2, which is having C double bond C, having here upper side now CH3. It is having CH2 and H. So again it will be linked together. And this is a structure of your natural rubber. I give an example of natural rubber will be, you should remember that isoprene, it is an example of natural rubber, and this isoprene is nothing but 1,3-butadiene. It is a natural rubber. Now you know that natural rubber we cannot easily use that because it is not modified. If you want good quality of rubber, if you want improved next will be the vulcanization of rubber. So, what is meant by vulcanization of rubber? If we want to improve the quality of rubber, we require to do vulcanization of rubber. So, it is a process where the natural rubber is heated, limited quantity of sulfur or the limited amount of sulfur, there is a formation of good quality of rubber is nothing but vulcanization of rubber. So, what is meant by vulcanization of rubber? It is a process in which natural rubber heated with limited amount of sulfur so there is a formation of good quality of rubber. It is nothing but vulcanization of rubber. So because of this process, whatever the reactive carbon is present in the rubber undergo cross link with sulfur. So when we take this natural rubber with sulfur, this sulfur will be easily attached to the reactive side of carbon. Now if I take here 1,3-butadiene CH2 double bond CH single bond CH CH2. It is a natural rubber. We call it as a sulfur. So whatever the reactive carbon, this is also reactive carbon, this is also reactive carbon. So whatever the reactive carbons are present, that reactive carbon will be attached to will be cross linked with the sulfur. So there is a formation of vulcanization of rubber. That is, there is a formation of vulcanized rubber or the good quality of rubber that we can use in day-to-day life. So this CH2 will be the link. Again, whatever this carbon is present, which is linked with sulfur, this is also cross linked with sulfur. Now, if I take another molecule of natural rubber, that is another molecule of isoprene, so CH2 like this will be attached to this sulfur. Now here CH2 like this. Here also it will be cross linked with sulfur. Yes. Like this, it will undergo cross linking. So this carbon also undergo cross linking CH2 CH. So there is a formation of a rubber which is cross linked with sulfur, and that rubber is nothing but vulcanization of rubber. You should remember that why we require this process like vulcanization to improve the quality of natural rubber. We require one process, and that process is nothing but vulcanization of rubber. And so it is a process where the natural rubber is heated with a limited amount of sulfur is called vulcanization of rubber. Okay, if I take natural rubber, if I heat to the high temperature, if I take here natural rubber, okay, if I heat that at high temperature up to 633 Kelvin, okay, if I take natural rubber, if I heat up to the 633 Kelvin temperature, the rubber will be smooth. Okay, whatever the rubber is formed, that rubber will be smooth. If I take again natural rubber, if I heat at low temperature up to 433 Kelvin temperature, if I take natural rubber, if I heat at strong temperature, at high temperature up to the 633 Kelvin, then whatever the rubber is formed, that rubber will be smooth in nature. If I take natural rubber, if I heat at low temperature, whatever the rubber is formed, that rubber will be hard in nature. Okay, remember that if you use high temperature, the rubber is formed smooth in nature, and whatever, if I take natural rubber, if I heat at low temperature, whatever the rubber is formed, that rubber will be hard in nature. So it is an vulcanization process of rubber. Here we take a natural a sulfur, and this sulfur will be cross-linked with reactive carbon. The sulfur will be cross-linked with reactive carbon, and there is a formation of a good quality of rubber. So remember why we require this process to improve the quality of rubber. We require the process, and process is nothing but vulcanization of rubber. So I hope you understand what is meant by natural rubber here. Now we'll move to the next, that is a synthetic rubber. Next will be synthetic rubber. Okay. So synthetic rubber, it is an vulcanizable polymer. It is an vulcanizable polymer. So it is an vulcanizable polymer, and second property of synthetic rubber, it is formed by 1,2-butadiene or its derivative, and also the synthetic rubber, it is formed by 1,3-butadiene or its derivative. So first we should remember synthetic rubber, it is an vulcanizable polymer and it is formed by 1,2-butadiene and its derivative, and also it is formed by 1,3-butadiene or its derivative. There are two examples of synthetic rubber. The first will be neoprene. First will be the neoprene and second will be the polyprene. Or so before that we should study first, that is a neoprene. Or second example with the guanine. Okay, so synthetic rubber, remember the synthetic rubber having important property that it is an vulcanizable polymer. It is formed by using 1,2-butadiene or its derivative, and also it is formed by 1,3-butadiene or its derivative, and it can be very easily stretchable. If I add force, or if I remove the force, it can be come into its original shape and size. And synthetic rubber, it is having two examples. First will be the neoprene and second will be the guanine. So we study first neoprene. First is neoprene. Neoprene, it is an example of synthetic polymer which is formed by using 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. Now you already know butadiene structure, that is the CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2. So this is your 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,3-butadiene. Now as second carbon atom we have here chloro. Okay. So now what here? Is the formation of C. So 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. Okay, here will be the 2. At second position we have chlorine group. So 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. 2 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene undergo polymerization process and there is a formation of neoprene. If I take here n number of 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene undergo polymerization process, there is a formation of neoprene. How it is formed? What is this double bond is present here? It will shift here. So here is a formation of double bond. Now this double bond will be shift here. So there is a formation of CH2 single bond, C double bond CH single bond CH2 like this. So there is a formation of neoprene. So it is an example of synthetic polymer. So what are the different properties of neoprene? Neoprene is a resistant to vegetables and oil. It is an resistant to vegetables and mineral oils. Okay, and it is used to make belt. It is used to make belts and gaskets. Okay, etc. So remember, the first example of synthetic polymer will be neoprene. Neoprene, it is formed by using 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of neoprene, and neoprene is having an important property. It is resistant to vegetables and minerals. Okay, and next it is used to make belt and gasket. So it is an important compound of synthetic polymer or important example of a synthetic polymer, that is neoprene. Now we will move to the next example, that is Buna-iron. Second example, that is Buna-iron. Okay, you don't confuse here what is meant by here Buna-iron and Buna-ice. Okay, so Buna-ice is an example of copolymer, and Buna-ice, here Buna means Bu means what? Butadiene, and S means styrene. So the formation of Buna-ice we require two monomers, that is butadiene and styrene. Okay, so it is an example of copolymer, where Buna-iron, it is an example of synthetic rubber. Remember that Buna-iron, it is an example of synthetic rubber. So here Bu means what? This Bu is butadiene. Bu is butadiene, and N means acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile. And this Na is nothing but what? Sodium. This Na is sodium. So formation of Buna-iron, we require again two monomers. First will be the butadiene and second will be the acrylonitrile. When we take butadiene, there is a 1,3-butadiene combined with acrylonitrile in presence of undergo polymerization process, there is a formation of Buna-iron. So I take here 1,3-butadiene. You already know. This is the second example I will write here. Preparation of Buna-iron. Okay, I will write here preparation of Buna-iron. 1,3-butadiene, CH2 double bond CH single bond CH double bond CH2. It is nothing but 1,3-butadiene. Okay, I taken here n number of 1,3-butadiene react with acrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile formula will be CH2 double bond CH, which is attached to the Cn. Now Cn is nitrile here. CH2 double bond CH having here Cn. Okay, I taken here what? N number of cryonitride undergo which process? Undergo polymerization process. Undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of Buna N. Okay, how it is formed? Whatever the double bond is present, it will easily shift here. After that, this bond will be attack on this carbon and this bond will be shift here. So, how it is formed? There is a formation of CH2. Okay, now whatever double bond is present, one double bond is shifted here. So, presence is single bond CH, double bond CH, CH2. Now this CH2 will be make a bond with another carbon. So there is a formation of CH2, CH, which is attached to the CN. There is a nitrile. So there is a formation of Bunayan. What is the name for this compound? It is an Bunayan, and it is a synthetic polymer. And Bunayan, it is resistant to. What is the important property of Bunayan? Bunayan is a resistant to action of petrol. Resistant to action of petroleum compound, and also it is resistant to lubricants. Okay, and it is used to make tanks. So it is a property of Bunayan, and remember the synthetic rubber, it is having two examples. First will be the neoprene and second will be the Bunayan. So I hope you understand what is meant by natural rubber and what is meant by synthetic rubber. Okay, in my last video you already studied about the addition polymer, and I given what are the important compounds of addition polymer. In that one important compound is remaining, that is Teflon. Okay. Teflon. Okay, so Teflon is formed by using polytetrafluoroethane. This is an tetrafluoro, means we have here 4 fluorine, so tetrafluoroethane. If I take here n number of tetrafluoroethane undergo polymerization process, there is a formation of tetrafluoroethane, that is nothing but Teflon. Okay, whatever the double bond is present, that double bond is easily break because of presence of sunlight or heat. So there is a formation of CF2, single bond CF2, N type. Means there is a formation of a long chain of polymer, and that is nothing but Teflon. Okay, so remember that Teflon, it is an example of addition polymer. In last time I forgot to tell how the preparation of Teflon. You should remember that Teflon will be prepared by using tetrafluoroethane. If I take here n number of tetrafluoroethane undergo polymerization process. Because of this polymerization process, whatever the double bond is present, it will be easily break because pi bond is very weak. When it come in contact with sunlight or heat, it can be easily break, and there is a formation of Teflon. So it is an important example of addition polymerization. I given the important example of addition polymerization, that is a polythene. Also I already told how to prepare polythene. Only one compound is remain, that is Teflon. So remember, this Teflon is also called as polytetrafluoroethane. It is also called as polytetrafluoroethane. fluoroethane. Okay, this technology is also called as polytetrafluoroethane. It is formed by using tetrafluoroethene. There is a n number of tetrafluoroethene undergo polymerization process. There is a formation of a new compound, that is a Teflon, and it is called polytetrafluoroethane. And it is very useful compound which is used to make a unbreakable crockery. Teflon is also used to make unbreakable crockery, and also it is used to make comb. That is I given that example bakelite also. Bakelite also used in case of condensation polymerization. There is a what is the use of bakelite? Addition polymerization. Given an example bakelite. The bakelite is used to formation or to make comb. Like this, the Teflon is also used to make unbreakable crockery. Also used to make blankets.